Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll discuss about more questions that have come in the GATE examination based on the NMOS transistors. So we are continuing it, and this is the second part which has much more questions based on NMOS transistors, and these questions have come in the GATE examination. So let's get started. For the NMOS FET shown in the figure, this is the first question. The threshold voltage is given to be greater than 0 and the source voltage VSS is varied from 0 to VDD. Neglecting the channel length modulation, the drain current as a function of VSS is represented by. So we are given 4 options and we need to select the correct plot between ID versus VSS for this configuration that is given. In order to solve this question, first of all, we need to decide that which mode this transistor is working in. It is very clear that in this case, the transistor is a NMOS transistor. So this is the gate terminal, the drain and the source. And as you notice, the gate and the drain terminals are connected to each other. Because of this connection, the statement VDS, this potential would be equal to VGS. And hence, we will have VDS would be always greater than VGS minus VTH. And this means that the transistor is definitely in the saturation mode. Once when you understand that the transistor is in the saturation mode, you have the drain current equation. The drain current equation is given as ID is equal to half mu n Cox W by L VGS minus VTH whole square. Now, in this question, we need to identify that what is the value of this VGS. If you look at the network, the value of VGS is actually equal to VDD, which is the gate or the drain terminal that is at VDD, minus the source potential, which is VSS. And this VSS is getting varied from 0 to VDD. So hence, the drain current equation would become half mu n Cox W by L, and we'll substitute VDD minus VSS minus VTH and whole square. Now by looking at this equation, you can correctly come to the correct answer. It is very clear that as VSS is varied from 0 to VDD, this drain current will definitely decrease. So hence, we can simply eradicate the second and the third option, that is B and C are not the answers, because we know that definitely the current is going to decrease. So the correct answer will be among A and D. Also, D cannot be the correct answer because this current is not a linear relationship. This relationship is a square law dependence. So which means that if VSS is going to increase, then the current will decrease by a larger amount. Hence, the correct answer for this question is A. And as shown in the graph, once the VSS reaches VDD minus VTH, this complete term will become equal to 0, making the drain current also equal to 0. So in this way, you can select the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. The next question says, in the circuit shown, both the enhancement mode NMOS transistors have the following characteristics. We are given the value of Kn, which is mu n Cox W by L. It is 1 milliampere per volt square, and the threshold voltage for the NMOSes is 1 volt. Assuming that the channel length modulation lambda is 0, so we need to ignore this, and the body is shorted to the source. This means that there is no body effect also. The minimum supply voltage VDD, which is required to ensure that the transistor M1 operates in saturation, is. Okay, so this is a numerical based question. There are no choices and you have to give an answer. So the question says that you need to find out that what should be the value of VDD in order to keep M1 in saturation. So to do such type of question, first let us look at the second transistor, that is M2, and see that if we can decide that which mode of operation is this transistor in. it is very clear that again, just like the previous case, the gate and the drain of this transistor are connected to each other. Whenever the gate and the drain are connected, it is always assured that the transistor will be in the saturation mode. So for the M2 transistor, we can conclude that it is in the saturation mode. Hence, the drain current equation for the second transistor can be half mu n Cox W by L, and then we have VGS minus VTH whole square. Now, as given in the question, we are given the value of this quantity, that is Kn, mu n Cox W by L. It is 1 milliampere per volt square. So we have 1 divided by 2 milliampere, that is 10 to the power minus 3. So that is the value of Kn divided by 2. And instead of VGS, we can substitute, because the gate terminal is connected to VDD. So we can write VDD minus, this is the source terminal for the second transistor. So let me assume right now that the voltage at this point is some voltage Vs, minus VTH, which is given in the question to be 1 volt. So this is what the drain current will be for the second transistor. Also, based on the network, it can be easily understood that ID1 would be equal to ID2, and we need to keep this M1 also in saturation. So yes, we can simply say that ID1 for saturation, this will be Kn by 2 VGS minus VTH whole square. Now we are talking about the first transistor. For the first transistor, the gate potential is at 2 volt and the VTH is at 1. So you can calculate this value because all the parameters are known to us. We know what is the value of Kn. It is given 1 milliampere per volt square. Then we also know what is VGS for this M1 transistor, that is 2 volt, and we also know the VTH value given in the question, that is 1 volt. So solving that, we can get 1 by 2. I am just ignoring the milliampere right now, and this is 2 minus 1 whole square. So this will be 0.5 milliamperes of current. This 0.5 milliampere of current needs to be equal to ID2. So in this equation, we now know that ID2 value has to be 0.5 milliampere. So we can have this milli can get cancelled. So I can remove this 10 to the power minus 3 half VDD minus Vs minus 1 whole square. So we actually have this relationship now. Now, again, there are two unknowns in this equation and we are required to find the value of VDD. But to come to that, first of all, we need to decide what should be the value of Vs. Now, they are asking you about the minimum supply voltage that is required to ensure that the transistor M1 is in saturation. So for this type of thing, we need to find out what should be the minimum value of Vs so that M1 is in saturation. So for this thing, we will write down the condition for the M1 transistor to keep it in saturation. For the M1 transistor, this Vs is actually the drain potential. This is the gate and that's the source. The condition to keep an NMOS in saturation is that the VDS needs to be greater than or equal to VGS minus VTH. But when we are talking about the minimum requirement, we will just assume this to be equal. So the minimum requirement for this thing is to be at least equal. So hence, we will consider this way. Now VDS is actually equal to Vs, that we are trying to find out, the unknown. And VGS for this is given to us, that is 2, and VTH is also known to us, that is 1. So hence we have Vs value equal to 1 volt. This is the minimum requirement to keep M1 in saturation. Hence in this equation, we will substitute the value of Vs to be 1. So this will become VDD minus 2 whole square. Now you can say that if we just try to solve this question, we will have VDD minus 2 can be equal to plus minus 1 This means that VDD could be equal to either 2 minus 1, that is 1 volt, or it could be equal to 1 plus 2, which is 3 volt, because this side could have been plus minus 1, but we can clearly understand that this is not possible because the threshold voltage itself is 1 volt, so VDD cannot be this small, and hence the correct answer for VDD has to be 3 volt. So yes, the correct answer for this question is VDD should be equal to 3 volt. Coming to the next question. So the next question says that for the N-channel MOS transistor shown in the figure, the threshold voltage is 0.8 volt. Neglect the channel length modulation effects when the drain current is 1.6. So when VDD is 1.6, the drain current ID is equal to 0.5 milliamperes. And when the drain voltage VD is 2 volt, then the new value of ID is what? This is what is asked in the question. Now again, in order to solve this, we need to first find out that which mode of operation the NMOS transistor is in. As clearly shown again that the gate and the drain are connected to each other, so we can quickly decide that this transistor has to be in the saturation mode, and that is very true. Coming up to when we know that this is in the saturation mode, you can write down the drain current equation. This will be equal to Kn divided by 2, where Kn is mu n Cox W by L, and in the bracket VGS minus VTH whole square. Now for this particular thing, the VGS value, we know that the gate is connected to the drain, so this is actually VGS is equal to VDS. So we have this, and the source is at the zero potential, so this gate voltage is equal to the drain to source, which is VD minus 0. So this is actually equal to VD, and in the question you are given the drain voltage itself. So hence this is VD minus VTH, which is 0.8 whole square. Now we are given one of the case that when the value of VD is 1.6, the value of drain current is 0.5. So let us substitute 0.5 milliamperes. I am just ignoring the milli right now. Kn by 2, and then VD is given as 1.6 minus 0.8 whole square. This means that Kn is equal to 1 divided by 0.8 whole square. So this is the value of Kn. Now retaining this value, we can find out the required answer. The second situation given is you need to find out the drain current for VD equal to 2 volt. So simply we will have the situation that Kn is 1 upon 0.8 whole square, and we'll write a 2 also, and then this time VD is equal to 2 volt, so 2 minus 0.8 whole square. So this will give you 1.2 whole square divided by 0.8 into 2. Once you solve it, the answer that you will get is 1.125, and I did not change the milli, so yes, now I can substitute. This is 1.125 milliamperes, and yes, we have that option, so the answer is option C. Let's move to the next question. This question says that the small signal resistance, that is dVB upon dID in kilo ohms, offered by the N-channel MOSFET M shown in the figure at the bias point of VB equal to 2 volt is what? And the device data that is given to you is the value of Kn, which is 40 microamperes per volt square, the threshold voltage, and you are asked to neglect the body effect in the channel length modulation. Again, we can notice the same situation. This is an NMOS. The gate and the drain are connected, so this transistor is definitely in the saturation mode. If it is in the saturation mode, we can write down the drain current equation, that is ID is equal to Kn by 2 VGS minus VTH whole square. Now for the configuration given to you, Kn value is 40 microampere and the value of VGS is actually equal to VB, because the source is at zero potential and the gate is connected to drain which is at VB. So this is VB minus VTH is given as 1 volt. So yes, this is the equation that we have. Now we need to find out the small signal resistance, that is dVB upon dID in kilo ohms for VB equal to 2 volt. We need to first differentiate this equation with respect to VB in order to find the small signal resistance. So when we do this, this is a constant, it remains the same, 40 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 2, and then we are taking the differentiative. This is VB minus 1 dot with the differentiative of VB with respect to VB, that would be 1 itself. So the 2 gets cancelled with 2 and you have 40 into 10 to the power minus 6, and now you can substitute the value of VB which is given, that is 2 volt. So 2 minus 1 which is 1, and this is 40 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now this is the value of delta ID upon delta VB. But we are supposed to find the small signal resistance which is dVB upon dID. So we need to take the reciprocal of this. So that is 1 upon 40 into 10 to the power minus 6. And when you will solve it, this will come out to be 25 kilo ohms. And hence, the answer is also asked in kilo ohms itself. So the correct option is B, that is the small signal resistance is 25 kilo ohms. Coming to the next question. So this question says that in the circuit shown below for the MOS transistor, mu n Cox is given as 100 microampere per volt square and the threshold is 1 volt. The voltage Vx at the source of the upper transistor is. So yes, now we have to find out this unknown voltage, that is Vx. So again, we'll first try to see that whether we can know that one of the transistor is in which mode of operation. As you see, the lower transistor, this one is again it has the gate connected to the drain, because this is the terminals for this transistor as it is in an NMOS. Hence, this transistor is definitely in the saturation mode. So we can write down the drain current equation. So just let me mark this transistor as the lower one and this one as the upper one. So I will write down for the lower transistor, this is equal to half mu n Cox W by L, and in the bracket we have VGS minus VTH. This time we can directly write down VGS is equal to Vx. Vx minus VTH is given in the question as 1 volt, this way. Also we are given the value of mu n Cox, this is 100 microampere, and for the lower transistor W by L is 1. All this divided by 2, Vx minus 1 whole square is what is the drain current. So let us hold at this point right now. So let us see that can we decide that which mode of operation is it in. So this is the drain terminal, that's the gate, and this one is the source. So we can write down VDS is equal to 6 minus Vx and VGS is equal to 5 minus Vx. So now if we compare VDS and VGS minus VTH, so this would be 5 minus Vx minus 1, and this side you have 6. So definitely this VDS is greater than VGS minus VTH for the upper transistor. Hence, we can conclude that the upper transistor is also in the saturation mode. And by knowing this, we can write down the drain current equation for the upper transistor, half mu n Cox W by L, and now VGS. VGS for this case is 5 minus Vx. So 5 minus Vx minus 1 whole square. Now again we are given the value of mu n Cox. So this is half into 100 into 10 power minus 6. But if you notice, the W by L value for the upper transistor is 4. So the aspect ratio, that is the W by L value, is 4 now. 5 minus Vx minus 1 whole square. Now we can clearly understand that these two currents, IDL and IDU, has to be equal to each other because of the network that is given to us. Hence we will equate the first equation and the second equation. So when we do that, we are saying that IDL is equal to IDU. So hence 100 into 10 power minus 6 into 1 divided by 2, Vx minus 1 whole square is equal to 100 into 10 power minus 6 into 4 divided by 2, 5 minus Vx minus 1 whole square. Now you can see you have an equation. Just solve it to find out the value of Vx. We can cancel this as well as the 2, and we have over here Vx minus 1 whole square, and this side 4 minus Vx whole square. We can now open the brackets. Vx square plus 1 minus twice Vx is 4 into 16 plus Vx square minus 8 Vx. And when we can solve it now, once you'll solve it, you will get the equation as Vx square minus 7Vx minus 3Vx plus 21 is equal to 0. This is what will happen when you will perform the splitting the middle term and all. And with this equation, we can have the two roots for this equation, Vx minus 7. We can have the possible values for Vx could be either Vx is equal to 7 volt or Vx is equal to 3 volt. Now let's see that what could be the correct answer. If the value of Vx is 7 volt, then this is not possible. Why? Because VGS would become 5 minus 7, which is minus 2. So that would become a negative voltage, and we know that the gate voltage has to be at least greater than the threshold to keep the transistor on. So definitely this particular result that Vx is equal to 7 volt is not possible, and hence the possibility left out is Vx is equal to 3 volt. So yes, the answer to this question is Vx is equal to 3 volt, and in fact 7 volt is not there in the option also, so there is no need of thinking about it. We have the correct option, that is 3 volt. So in this way, you can solve various questions that are based on the NMOS transistors very easily just by knowing that which mode of operation one of the transistor is in, and then just look at the network, put in the drain current equation, and you will get your answer. If you like this video, then hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.